Hello and welcome to Learn English with Tamanna. Today I'm going to guide you how to write an opinion-based essay in IELTS Writing Test 2. As we all know that there are 5 types of essay in our IELTS Writing Test 2. Today I'm going to start with the first one, that is opinion-based essay, as I told you earlier. So without wasting any further, let's get started. But before I start, let me request you one thing. If you like this video, hit the like button, do comment, and don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel and page to get more lectures like this. Okay, let's get started. Now I'm going to read the question first. In this lesson, you will learn something a little different. Instead of writing the entire essay at once, I will show you how to build it step by step. We will add one sentence at a time so you can clearly understand the purpose of each sentence and learn how to develop a well organized IELTS essay with confidence. Okay, so here the question says that plastic is one of the biggest threats to the environment. The only way to curb the damage is to stop using plastic products. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, here's what thing that you need to do first. You need to assess your question first. Like, what type of essay is that? Whether is this opinion or as advantage or disadvantage or discussion based essay? In general, you need to assess the type of the essay because it's very important to assess it first so that you can build the structure accordingly. So here, as we can all see from the question, that it is asking about my opinion, hence the essay type is opinion based essay. They are also asking whether I agree or disagree. So here I wrote that strongly agree. If you disagree, that is also fine. Here's one thing, some candidates get confused, that whether should I agree or disagree. Well, that doesn't matter actually. If you agree, that is also fine. If you disagree, that is also fine. The examiner will not judge you or will not give you any sort of score based on your opinions, but he will score you or he will evaluate you based on your logics or evidences. Like if you are disagreeing, for example, how you are presenting your ideas, logics, and evidences based on the opinion that you have given. So this is what you have to do. Okay, so the first step is done, that we have assessed the type of essay. We have come into a conclusion that whether we agree or disagree. As I wrote here, I strongly agree. So now we are done. We are moving to the next part where I'm going to guide the introduction structure. As you can see on the screen here, I have pasted the question again so that you can easily understand the paraphrasing of the introduction part and you can easily compare the words from the question to the introduction part. Okay, now the first question is what to begin with. The answer is very simple. You need to paraphrase the topic. This is one of the most easiest thing that you can do. Or you can also add a topic sentence. However, I'm not doing that one because as you're a beginner, so if you just learn how to paraphrase your question, it is enough for you. Okay, since I guided many students so far, what I have experienced that many students struggle to develop a topic sentence in the introduction part. They waste a lot of time. Like we already know that we have a time limitation in the writing task as well. So if you waste like 5 to 10 minutes of your test in order to write just a topic sentence in the introduction part, you're wasting the time and you are just messing it up. So I would not recommend you anything that will waste your time. So just learn the paraphrase, like how to paraphrase the question. Okay, now, let me help you to understand the word paraphrase. It simply means saying the same thing or idea by using different words without changing the original meaning. For example, here in the question, it's saying that plastic is one of the biggest threats to the environment. But in my first line of the introduction part, I have wrote like this: plastic is one of the greatest threats to the environment. You can also write or you can also replace the word threats with the word challenges. Synonyms, right? Okay, very simple. So As you can see, I have replaced two words. The first one is the word biggest with the word greatest. Threats to the word challenges. And I have also added an opening intro. What does opening intro means? For example, you can use nowadays. Okay, you can also say that except nowadays, you can add many other opening intros like it is true that, okay, it is claimed that, okay, blah blah blah, okay, in this modern world, okay, like this. So here I have given you some idea what does opening intros mean. Okay, I will cover another lecture where I will guide you the paraphrase of the introduction part step by step. I will show you how you can simply paraphrase your introduction without thinking much. Now we are done with our first line where I wrote, nowadays plastic has become one of the greatest threats or challenges to the environment. Okay, now the second sentence where I wrote that many people believe that the only effective solution to this problem is to stop using plastic products completely. So, from where I have taken these words, you may have a question regarding this one. So, it's very simple. As you can see in our question, the second line was the only way to curb the damage is to stop using plastic products. I have just modified it a bit. For example, here I have added the extension. Many people believe that it wasn't in the question, but I added it. Okay. Then they wrote in the question the only way to curb the damage, but I wrote that the only effective solution to this problem. Then I kept the remaining part same, is to stop using plastic products. Just I added the word completely. Okay, that's it. Nothing much. So I have paraphrased two lines of the question altogether. Plastic is one of the biggest threats to the environment. The only way to curb the damage is to stop using plastic products. Now it's time to add the thesis statement or my opinion, whether I agree or disagree. Okay, so our sentence number 3 would be, it's very simple. I strongly agree with this opinion because eliminating plastic products can play a significant role in protecting our environment. If you don't agree, you can simply say I disagree or I strongly disagree. That depends on you and your opinion. Okay, so I hope we are done with the introduction part, right? We are moving to our next chapter, body paragraph 1 structure. Now, before we understand the body paragraph 1 structure, let's understand first that what we are going to write here. So, basically, we are going to write about our idea 1 and 2 in body 1 and 2 respectively. We are moving to the question so that we can remember what the question was asking from us. So, it was asking about our opinion, whether do we agree or disagree in which topic. The topic was plastic is one of the biggest threats to the environment, so it's better to eliminate the plastic products from our world. So here they asked about our opinion, whether do we agree or disagree on which topic. Eliminating the plastic products because this is damaging our environment. Okay, we are clear. Okay, now we are moving to the main part. Okay, so here I have set two ideas for my opinion for which I agreed with the statement. I agreed that plastic products should be eliminated around the world in order to protect our environment. So my first idea was it pollutes water. Second idea was it pollutes soil. Now, based on this, I'm going to develop my body 1 and 2. I hope we are clear now, like what we are going to write in our body 1 and 2. Okay, let's move to our body paragraph 1 structure. Okay, so there are 5 sentences that you need to make in order to build your body paragraph 1. First one, you need to add a topic sentence. Second, explanation, like you need to explain your topic sentence a bit further. Third, problem statement. We are going to discuss it later. What is this about? Fourth is the example, and the last one is result or effect. Okay. Now let's read what we have wrote here. Okay. In the topic sentence, I wrote that to begin with, people use plastic products in various forms in their daily lives. As you can see, here I tried to introduce the first main idea, like how these plastic products are playing roles in our daily lives. These are used in various forms. Okay. Next, I explain this particular line a bit, saying that from plastic bags to plastic bottles, like how it is connected to our daily lives, that I mentioned here. From plastic bags to plastic bottles, individuals rely heavily on these items for convenience. I basically tried to explain the topic sentence. Next, I tried to explain the problem statement. So you may have a question, what is problem statement? Problem statement is you are trying to explain why this is a problem. So here I added that, however, the excessive use of plastic has a harmful impact on environment, and I clearly mentioned that particularly, or this means specially or specifically, on water resources, because my idea was about water pollution. So I brought that topic here. Okay. Now I added an example. It's very important to add an example. You have to add at least one example for your body paragraph 1. If you add two examples, that is also fine. There's no issue. That I would say that's very good to add two examples if you have that. Okay. So here I wrote that as an example. For example, research studies have shown that a significant amount of water pollution is caused by plastic waste, especially plastic bottles that are carelessly discarded into rivers, lakes, and seas. So, as I told previously, that plastic products actually impacting badly on the water resources, or it is polluting the water. So how it is actually polluting the water, that I explained with example here. So basically I supported my idea with evidence. It's very important. Whatever you write, whatever you say, you need to prove it with examples. Okay. Next, we are going to conclude our body paragraph 1 by adding result or effect, or you can simply say that that's how it pollutes our water, if you don't have any other ideas regarding result or effect. Okay. But now here I wrote that as a result, aquatic life is severely affected and water quality continues to deteriorate. I explained the consequences of water pollution. That's it. If you don't have any sort of ideas regarding the result or effects, you can simply write that. That's how plastic products play a role in polluting our river, lakes, or polluting our water. That's it. You need to conclude your body paragraph 1 in a very polite manner. That's it. We are done with the body paragraph 1 structure. Now, we are moving to the body paragraph 2 structure. Now, as you can see, it's the same. Like I added a topic sentence, then explanation, like explaining my topic sentence a bit, then I added example. Basically I had two examples, that's why I added both of them. Then I added the result, like the consequences, or the effects. If you want, you can also add future consequences. Okay, if you think that there are a lot of consequences that can happen in the future from a problem, you can also add that. There's no problem. So as you can see, it's very easy that you just need 5 to 6 sentences in order to develop your body paragraph 1 and 2. Okay, so in body 1 if you write 5 sentences, and in body 2 if you write 6 sentences, so altogether you have 11 sentences. And it's not that challenging to write 250 words or more. Okay, so I tried to explain this opinion based essay easily so that you can write it on your main IELTS test. I hope this may help you. And last but not the least, I added the conclusion structure. Now, you just need 2 or 3 sentences to build your conclusion part. Just restate your opinion. Here I wrote that in conclusion, I firmly believe that the production and use of plastic products should be significantly reduced or even banned where practical to protect the environment. So I restated my opinion that why I agreed with the statement that plastics should be eliminated around the world to protect our environment. Okay, you can also add recommendation, that's up to you. If you don't have any, you can skip this one. This is not mandatory, but yes, if you have any, you can add that. Here, I added that at the same time, governments and individuals should work together to raise public awareness about the harmful effects of plastic pollution. So here I suggested a solution. And lastly, I added my final thought. If effective measures are taken, we can create a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable environment for future generations. That's it. That's how I ended my essay. And now we are going to read the whole essay that I wrote. Okay, let's read out. So here the question was, plastic is one of the biggest threats to the environment. The only way to curb the damage is to stop using plastic products. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So firstly, I wrote that nowadays plastic has become one of the greatest threats to the environment. So I tried to paraphrase the first line of the question, then I paraphrase the second line of the question here, writing that many people believe that the only effective solution to this problem is to stop using plastic products completely. I strongly agree. Now here I added my thesis statement, or in simple I added my opinion whether I agree or disagree. So here I strongly agreed. So I wrote that I strongly agree with this opinion because eliminating plastic products can play a significant role in protecting our environment. So here not only I added the opinion, but I also added the reason behind it, like why I agree with the statement. Okay, in this body paragraph 1, I added my first idea, which was water pollution, and the second idea in body paragraph 2, which was soil pollution. We already discussed it, and this whole essay, like body 1 and 2, conclusion, introduction, we already read this in the earlier part of our this lecture. Here I tried to break each and every line because we read a lot of sample answers, but that actually doesn't help us that much, because in the sample answers they don't teach us how to add each and every line, like why we are adding this line. You need to understand why you are adding a line, okay, so that you can write on any topic. Okay, if you know how to write freely, I don't think so it would be a problem in your mentors, whatever your topic is. Okay, so it's very important to learn the free handwriting. Okay, and last but not the least is the conclusion part, which I told you that it takes only 2 lines to write this. So yes, this essay, it's almost like 320 words. Okay, the requirement was 250 words, but I wrote 320 words. That is fine, no problem. um, the least requirement is to write 250 words, maximum 320 is fine. So yes, this was all about this lecture, which was on how to write an opinion based essay. If you find this video useful, if you think that you have learned something, don't forget to like, do comment to motivate me. And if you want to get such lectures regarding your IELTS preparation, don't forget to subscribe or follow my channel and page. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a great day. Take care.